it's Lynette with Charmed Grammy Crochet. How are you today? This is Wednesday at the time of filming. And I want to welcome you to my channel. It is a crochet channel mostly. Knitting now too, because I am learning to knit. I would not go as far as to say that I am bi-stitchual at any means. But I have made a few knitted projects. A couple that are done and long gone, and a couple that I'm still working on. My husband and I are just transitioning from living in our RV full-time, which we did for about a year and a half, to we just bought a house, but we have not moved in yet. We don't have the keys yet, but we did travel for about a year and a half, and we have some travel videos. We are not done traveling. We are just done living in a camper full-time. I missed being home. So if you like any of that kind of content, please hang around, like, subscribe, comment, do all the things that YouTube loves. It really helps my channel, and I appreciate it so much. I think there's a subscribe button thingy going across the top. That still means you have to hit the bell. That button won't do it, just tells you to please subscribe. Today I have some happy mail to show you, and maybe some progress, depending on how long the video gets. Some stuff that I'm working on. But if you, so sit back, relax, have a drink. I am drinking my favorite brisk raspberry iced tea. It is so good and hard to find. And again, I appreciate whoever it was that sent me the case of tea. I had this first. I can't drink the whole bottle in a day. I just use a little bit of it at a time. But that happened to be what was cold in the refrigerator. So today I have happy mail from my good friend Jan, the sassy Alaskan crafter. If you don't know Jan, you need to go visit and subscribe and show her a lot of love. This package came all the way from Alaska. I did open it with her on Zoom. Whenever my Zoom sisters, whenever we send each other gifts, we always open them on Zoom, so that you can get the reaction and, you know, personal. It's more personal that way. Excuse me. So I have seen what's in here, and you guys are gonna love it. I love it. I don't know what to show you first. We'll start with this. This is, it just is adorable. It is designed as a like yarn ball, but it's an elephant. Like you could run your yarn through here, but it's very small. You would need a very small bit of yarn and thin, so that it would fit through the. So she says use it as a stitch marker holder, which is a fabulous idea. I totally love it. It is in like purple, cute, but like, you see mostly purple, but then there's other colors. It is, I'm sure, made by a 3D printer, but isn't it the cutest? And then she put a yarn scrap in there for me. Purple, to go with my Sisterhood of the Traveling purple scarf. So I have my purple scrap. And I just love her. It's got to be her because she is smiling so brightly. She is just, she's got little tusks. Can you see them? Let's see, there you go. It's hard to see that. Maybe, yeah, there you go. She's got tusks. She's smiling, big happy smile. She is just the cutest, and I just love it. And it does hold a purple yarn scrap. We'll talk about the Sisterhood of the Traveling purple scarf in a few minutes. But also, I got 4 skeins of this beautiful purple. This is from Crochet in Agreement. I haven't seen much of her lately. She hand-dyed yarn for me. I did a Christmas present one year called Sisters of the Heart, and I had yarn dyed in all of my Zoom sisters' favorite colors, And then we had a skein that was a multiple. I would show it to you, but it's packed in my storage unit. Anyway, it was all cotton because some of us are allergic to wool. And it was beautiful colors. Melissa did a great job. And I don't know if she is still dyeing yarn or not, but look at how beautiful this is. And there's not just 2. Is there more? Oh yeah, there's 3. Oh wait, but wait, there is 4. Look at that. 4 of them. They are just gorgeous. There's, let's see, it's 100% cotton. It is a lightweight 3. And the colorway is called Hugs Are Free. Which reminds me of my good friend Jaxie, because she makes scarves, or shawls, and she calls them her hugs. And it's purple, which is also Jaxie's favorite color, not just mine. Jaxie from Creations by Jax. This just reminds me of a Jaxie hug. And I love it, and I just want to start something with it, like right away. But my Swift is packed in my yarn room, or in my yarn storage room. So that's okay. I did get a card, which I'll keep to myself, and 2 more scraps of purple yarn. So I have 3 scraps from Jan. I love it. And all of my yarn that I get, all of my scraps get put into baggies with the name and date from which they came. And I think all 3 of these will fit in this little baggie because it's the biggest one I could find. I might leave the one inside the elephant though because it's so cute. That's how it came. It was inside there. I don't know who it came from forever, but I do need to. I will get added in. I think I'm going to leave it in the elephant for now, though. So when this will go in my big scrap bag, which at some point will become. I have a volcano basket that I made that I crocheted. I call it my volcano basket. And that's also in the yarn storage room, storage unit. It'll be out soon. I promise. But Roy and I talked about it as far as moving stuff from our storage units. We have 2. One that was for yarn and things like pictures that you needed to keep climate controlled. I rented a small unit for that. The rest of the stuff we didn't care about, like it could get hot and cold and we didn't care. We were going to put in a different, less expensive storage place. But we decided at the end to just put it all in the same storage facility so it's all climate controlled. We didn't care about the climate control for everything else, just for that. So anyway, my Sisterhood of the Traveling Purple Scarf is this project. I am using 6mm regular needles like this, and as I get yarn scraps and crochet them in, they get tagged with who they're from and what state those people live in, except for, like, I know this is JoJo from Joe's Web, and I know Jo, I know where she lives. So I didn't put where she lives on there, but from people that I don't know personally as well. Anyway, I add the little ball of yarn, and then I separate it with a variegated that's not a purple color. I think this is still the same that I started with. I had a couple of scraps of this. And then I have other scraps to go to. My next will be this, and then next I have this. So as my yarn colors change, I like to separate them with the variegated. So if you see in here, there's, you can see some of the variegateds, and there is variegated purple in here as well, but it doesn't look like the, I tried to make these not blend in, So this will be a decoration at some point in my yarn room. And when I add it, I put these little tags on. I got these from, I think, Walmart. They're just Avery little tags. And I just write the name and the state. And this will, in my brain, this will hang in the yarn room from the ceiling and kind of do a scallop thing across the ceiling. Roy says I'm crazy. Can't do that because how do you work on it if it's hanging from the ceiling, first of all? And secondly, there's a fan in there. You'd never be able to turn the fan on, which in the summertime we might need to do that if I'm in there, because the yarn is very insulating when you have it standing all the walls. You know, my other yarn room, my old yarn room, was the warmest room in the house. Not before I put yarn in it, but afterwards it was hard to keep that room cool in the summertime just because the yarn was a foot thick everywhere you went. You know how big is a skein of yarn, and all the walls had yarn on them, and that's how this room will be too, I'm sure, just because it's not the hugest room in the world and there's quite a bit of yarn to go in there. So all of my purple scraps will go in a bin in the basket that I already have made. I am doing this stockinette. It's all stockinette. It's 30 stitches across. And it started as a practice, and now it's just become the sisterhood of the traveling purple scarf. All of my friends that send me yarn scraps will end up in here at some point. I have a lot of time to work on it. Well, all of my crafting time, most of it, is going to be knitting for the next couple of days because I have one crochet project that I was working on, a top that I was using a Caron cotton cake for, and my daughter saw it and said, "Oh, Mom, I need a dress out of that." I talked to you guys about that already. So I stopped working on my top to make her dress because I would prefer to make her a dress than me a top. I can make me a top anytime. She doesn't ask for stuff often. So I am using a pattern. Goodness. It is linked. It will be linked if it's not. If it's not currently in there from the previous video, it will be. The pattern, let me get my little Bible out here. I actually wrote it down. There it is. It is the tutorial for a crochet maxi dress by Chiaogoo Crochet. That's the design that I'm using. I'm going to, or what she wants is the Canyonland. This is Canyonland T. That was a pattern from Ravelry. And there's a PDF for it. And that's in the description box already. And that stitch looks like this. Now this is upside down. It's supposed to go like this. But I decided because I like the scallop at the end. It's not supposed to end with a scallop at the end, but I like the scallop at the end. So when I was making it as a top for me, it was going to be boat neck like this. And so the boat neck would not have the scallop, which would bother me anyway, probably. But the scallop will be at the bottom. And that's how I'm going to put it together for Amanda as a dress. But I don't know how to change this pattern, which I believe is a multiple of 10 plus 7. Please do not bark. He's not going to listen. Anyway, I believe it's a multiple of 10 plus 7. And I don't know how to make that because of this. I wanted to do the dress top down. I think that'll work better for my brain in making this all fit together. I wanted to be able to crochet the bottom in the round, and she wants it as a slip dress, so it doesn't need to have much ease to it. So I need, when I get the top down to where I can add this and not have to increase, because this pattern with the fan part of it goes across this far, many stitches. It's the one, I think that's 3, 4, 5, like 10 stitches. And I think it goes across about 10 stitches. So when you're increasing from your shoulders to the width of your chest area on the dress, she's increasing like 2 stitches per row. Pardon me. So this is the big dog, Sunny. Not the biggest dog, but he's the big Chihuahua. And he has a big mouth. Say hi. Say hi to the people. Say hello, everyone. Yeah, oh, you find them very boring? He does not like the UPS guy. He does not like the FedEx guy. He does not like the mailman. He does not like dogs walking across the street. He does not like leaves blowing in the yard. He likes to bark. Huh? Don't you? Don't sit there and look innocent. You are not innocent. You're bad. So anyway, back to the dress. As the dress pattern that I want to mimic comes out, she enlarges like 2 stitches every row. Once you get under the arms, then you go in the round. So I love the way the design is set up. I actually like the dress very much. And she tailors it even, like she increases at the hips, and I think she has the pattern up to maybe 3X, at least a 2X, but maybe a 3X. If I put you down, are you gonna bark? Are you gonna be good? Because I gotta show the people, okay? What? Oh, now you love me. Yeah. Okay, get your claws out of my bra. There you go. There we go. So you start at the shoulders and work your way down. You do one shoulder, and then you do the other shoulder, and then you stitch them together, like for the scoop neck. Then she has you add a couple of rows, and then you do the same at the back. You start on the back of the shoulder that you already did. The front is already stitched together, so you start at the back here, and then at the back here, and you repeat pretty much what you did the first time. Well, I'm doing Amanda's in, she said extra large, which said you do this first shoulder, like it, works wonderful. Then you do the second shoulder, like it works wonderful. But then let me pull this down a little. It said to put 40 stitches in the middle. Well, I'm bigger than an extra large by a lot. And I'm thinking 40 is a lot, because my shoulders are falling off. And maybe I don't have wide shoulders because my girth is in my belly and in my bum. But there he goes again. Like I'm thinking 20 stitches. Like, right? So I want to, before I go any further, I need to see how this is going to hang on Amanda. But I think it needs to be more like this. And I think this is way too wide. So before I do any more, cut any more yarn off, I'm going to measure it to her, which means I have to be around her long enough. And I want to see what she thinks of this pattern to then, once it gets beyond here, so the upper body will be this, which I really like. I don't know if she will. I'm actually showing you the outside, the inside. I really like it. It's double trebles and half double crochets, and I think it's really pretty. I would make myself a top, maybe a purple top out of 100% cotton out of this and just stop at a top length, because I think I have enough purple out of what I just received. And I would definitely make myself a top out of this. And I might even do it with like lace stitches in between, like do 2 trebles and then skip one and do 2 and skip one and do 2 and skip one. I think that would look really pretty. Or skip 2. Like do 2 in a hole and then skip a hole, or, you know, whatever, like a chain. Just to give it more of a lacy open look. But I really like the stitch pattern. But following this dress pattern, I would need to do this until it comes under the arms, and then do like maybe a row of the half double row to be where I attach this. So it would go on and be like that. I think I could make that work. I want to see what Amanda thinks of that. And see what she thinks. If she doesn't like it, now I at least have an idea of how to work it. And I could use a different stitch pattern, but not this one. This, I can't do that here. I can do it from here down when you're not increasing anymore. Not a problem. So I need to get this to there, which I just think this part is too big. So if I do this in more, she still has you increasing beyond this under the arms. But you get the idea of what I'm thinking. I think that would look fine. But I don't know. I'm going to let Amanda decide before I go any further. So that's my crochet at this point, is I got to wait for Amanda. Because I don't want to put it didn't take long to make this, and I think this dress would be a fast dress. I think it'll be fast to make in this pattern. I think it would go really quick. The stitches are large. I did pattern swatch, and it shows you how in the tutorial to pattern swatch. It's not a long tutorial, and she goes through a lot of information. She does a really good job. But I did pattern swatch. She's using a 3-weight and a 4mm hook. I have this Karen Cotton is a 4-weight, but it's a thin 4, and I'm using a 4.5mm hook. My swatch was a little big, not much, like within a half an inch, and so I re-swatched it a 4mm hook. It didn't really it made not much difference. The stitches were a little closer, but because this is a slip dress, I wanted the stitches to be a little further. And I have to get the number of stitches to the right count to work for that anyway. So the bigger, I didn't think mattered. The bigger hook, I was in Zoom when I swatched. I swatched with other people, including Trish, and they're like, yeah, go with the bigger one. It doesn't really matter. So I did. Because I split the yarn a couple of times with the smaller hook, and I wasn't splitting it with 0.5 millimeter bigger. So I'm using my Clover 4.5, and I'm happy with the way it's looking. It was maybe a little neater with the 4, but not significantly. And on the bigger stitch, on the stitch that's going to be the majority of the dress, I was using a 4.5. So I'm going to stick with it. And that was the biggest reason, is because that's what I've already been using, and I know what it looks like. And I like it. So that's where we're at with that. So now I guess I'll be doing more knitting, since I don't have another crochet project on the hook that I can easily work with. But let me know what you think of those two patterns together. I think they'll be okay. Maybe Amanda will like it enough and she'll say just make the whole dress out of the treble crochets. which would be really nice and easy. And I can have it done in a couple of days, I think, you know, if I stick to it, because it's a no-brainer pattern. You know, it's just 2-row repeat of half double and double. Once you get past the increases that she wants you to do, easy peasy. So anyway, I do have to modify it because it's, I think, way too big for my daughter. That's it. That's all I have for you today, guys. I just wanted to give you an update, show you the progress, tell you how much I really like this pattern and the way that it's worked, you know, the way she has it worked up. And I hope you enjoyed the video. So remember to like and subscribe and share and all that stuff. Make a comment. And I will talk to you guys in the next video. See ya. Bye-bye.